Hey whiskey lovers, it's Luke, and I have Tiffany here with me. And this is a follow-up to the Macallan A'bunadh tasting. Macallan Aberlour tasting I just done. And this is Macallan 12 and then Aberlour A'bunadh. And they're both sherried whiskeys. And I had a good time tasting them, so I requested that Tiffany join us. Hello, Tiffany.
Hi.
And taste them as well and see what we get. So I'm going to have you taste the Macallan 12 to start.
Okay.
You've tasted that before so that you can get a good baseline, and then you can tell me what you think of the A'bunadh. So have a sniff. What are you getting there? So this Macallan has some water added. I've just tasted this myself. So it's had a little time to open up.
Okay. It's got kind of like a spiced bread smell.
Spiced bread.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's very like a wood, a very spicy wood smell.
Like cedar or something not quite cedar?
Like a heavier cedar. So cedar is kind of sour and light to me. This is not quite cedar, but I don't really know how to describe it.
Kind of a deeper, more brown.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
More like Christmas. I don't know what, pine?
Yeah, but not really.
Not really pine either.
Okay.
Candy.
Yeah, pretty
Smells
sweet.
Like white
smelling,
sugar
right?
candy. Yeah.
Okay.
That's about it.
That's about it. Okay, so let's see. You've got a little wood.
Mm-hmm.
You got a little
candy.
Spice, a little candy.
And spice.
Any kind of fruits.
No.
No. Okay, fair enough. Have a taste and tell me what you think.
Good.
Yeah, good.
It tastes like it smells with some additional flavor. So now it tastes like it's very good.
So Tiffany has tasted sherry before, but she's not spent time with sherry trying to I guess compare it to Macallan. Although she did join me for the sherry Macallan tasting, she hasn't sat down and like concentrated on sherry and Macallan and what that really compares between those.
Is there a lot of sherry?
Well,
flavor?
Macallan is aged exclusively in sherry casks, so it should have a lot of sherry in it. But the thing is the words you're using are describing sherry. It's a sweet, it's darker sweetness, I guess. You've got like a dark wood, you've said.
Mm-hmm.
And
the flavor, though, when you taste it, it starts off like it smells with, the alcohol kick. But then as it sits in your mouth, it becomes very much like candy.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, right?
Mm-hmm. Very sweet.
Yeah, so
like flavor like candy, too.
The secret to Scotch is to take a tiny little sip, because if you don't take a tiny little sip, your mouth will just get overpowered by the alcohol and you won't really enjoy it. But if you take a tiny sip, you can then taste what's really going on there. And that's the sweetness. There's really a lot of sweetness in whiskey. And that's what you're getting. Okay, so let's try the A'bunadh. I'm going to hold this one because I want to smell it.
Okay.
Here's the A'bunadh.
Okay.
So this is also exclusively aged in sherry casks. Although they say specifically Oloroso sherry casks, which now I've just learned this. Oloroso sherry casks don't have that, or they have little to no of that mold layer, and instead they let it get a bit more oxygen during the aging process, and so that Oloroso sherry gets a deeper color, and it also affects the flavor. But it doesn't have that moldy cheese type thing. So what are you getting on the nose?
Sweet.
Does it remind you?
Spice, not as much wood.
Not as much wood. Okay. Does it remind you of this at all?
Yes. The sweetness.
The sweetness does.
Very
okay.
Similar.
Okay.
But not as much wood.
I think
but
that's.
spicy.
I would say that that's pretty much what I got as well. It's sweet, but yeah, it's not. Well, it's got a lot more sweetness to me than the Macallan. Is what I would say.
If anything, this isn't quite the same as a candy, like a white candy sugar necklace. I heard you say that. I think you're probably describing the Macallan.
Nope.
You were describing this one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I actually think that this sweetness is more like a raisin. It's got a more raisin smell than... I think the Macallan one is more like a white sugar.
That's interesting. Hopefully I didn't get them mixed up. I'm sure I didn't. But
when I think of a candy necklace, I think of like Smarties. You know, that same kind of like powdery sugar.
A little bit different for me.
Candy.
Yeah.
Stronger flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So the Macallan tastes like it smells. This is a punch of flavor when you taste it.
You'd say more flavor?
Yeah, up front. The aftertaste is not quite the same as the Macallan. Macallan, the aftertaste really comes out, like the sweet. This one just kind of fades away. So it's like a punch, and then it's gone. That, it's like this.
More balanced.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the Macallan. Compare them side by side, and tell me what you.
I'm switching hands.
Yeah.
So that it's like this.
Okay. So yeah, got it.
Now, what do you want me to do?
So in your left hand here is the Macallan.
Agreed.
In your right hand is the Aberlour.
Yes.
Just go ahead and sniff them side by side and tell me if you notice any key differences.
Okay, now this one starts to smell like butter.
Butter.
Macallan.
Yeah.
Buttery. Yeah, buttery.
Take it a little slower. Just kind of let them kind of mingle or
bring some coffee beans.
Yeah, okay.
Into your smelling.
Maybe next time.
Okay. It starts to smell like jelly donut.
That's the sweetness.
Yeah.
This is very sweet,
Aberlour.
but it's kind of a clean. It's not. I don't know. This is the Macallan has more spice, I think, to it, that affects the sweetness in a way that where the Aberlour is kind of a clean sweetness to me. Like a jelly donut doesn't have a spice; it's just kind of sweet, right?
Like fructose corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, I guess kind of like corn syrup. Yeah, and that's the candy necklace smell that I. That's what I'm calling a candy necklace.
Interesting. So like Caro syrup.
Yeah. But they're both very sweet, and I mean neither one of them is a white sugar sweetness. They're both very deep, but when you compare them, which one do you think comes out as the lighter sweetness? Less sweet.
Macallan.
Okay. But then smell-wise, as far as a spiced sweetness goes, which one has less spiced sweetness?
Can I change my answer?
Sure.
So now that I'm smelling them side by side,
yeah,
this one smells sweet, and this one smells creamy.
Interesting.
Like browning butter creamy.
I think.
So neither of them are really spicy.
So it's probably what we're coming across here is a case of two sherried whiskeys that are very similar, and it's actually as your nose gets tired, it's pretty hard to tell the difference between the two. But they're both. I consider these both to be really good whiskeys, both really fun to taste, really fun to smell.
I could identify these though with my eyes closed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do a test to see if she can tell which one's which. Okay. Do you want to hold out your hand or should I put it under your nose?
I'll hold it.
Okay.
I don't even need to compare and I can tell you which one is which.
All right. Which one's this? Which one's this? Okay.
I think I know. Let me just give my nose a break.
Okay.
I can't see the cup. That's the hard part.
You
I don't know
how
where
tall
my
it
cup
is.
is. Macallan.
Oh, how hilarious.
Is it the Aberlour?
You got it wrong. You got it wrong.
Oh, no.
So, like I said, they're very, very close,
Damn.
but both very interesting. I personally find the Aberlour to be less, I guess the key difference is it's less spiced than the Macallan. But if you had to pick one thing that was the key difference between the two, what would you say? Do you have any words for that?
Key difference?
Yeah.
The Aberlour is a concentrated sweet.
Yeah.
Whereas the Macallan is sweet but not as concentrated. So it would be like the difference between a perfume and an eau de toilette.
Okay. So you say this is how the Macallan is more balanced, I guess, as far as the different flavors go.
Yeah.
And then the Aberlour focuses more on a sweet.
Sweet. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good way to describe it.
Interesting. Well, thank you for joining us, Tiffany.
You're welcome.
That was very useful and very interesting to see how close these two whiskeys are in flavor profiles.
Maybe in the next couple videos I'll be able to blind taste identify.
We are both very new to whiskey tasting, but yeah, the more time you spend with it, the more you learn. So, very good. Okay. Well, we'll talk to you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.